Farming Simulator, and today we're going to have a quick look at the grain drying shed by Cartech. This took him a fair bit of work to actualize, so I thought we would do a quick mod spotlight on it. So it's here. Just going to quickly read through and show you the mod description because it's kind of cool, and then we'll have a look at how it works and why you might want to use it. So, have you had a wet harvest? Need to dry your grain so you can sell it for a better price? Well, look no further. This grain drying shed is the answer. Simply input your grain, wheat, barley or oats, so it only does those three, and fuel, wood chips, and you are good to go. With a dedicated sell point, you are guaranteed to get a significantly better profit on your grains. Quick pause. If you watched DJ Goham's initial review of this, that would not have appeared to have been the answer, but he did do a post later on. He was running a mod that significantly increased the price of the base game crops, but did not affect the dry crops that come with this, so it kind of looked bad. So I'll show you the actual benefit you are going to get. So if we have a look in the placeable, so it's a production, so under productions and factories all the way to the end, grain drying shed, it's 40,000 pounds, dollars or euros. It appears, nope, that's cool. And also in the, if we go into sell points, right at the end there'll be a grain drying sell point, which is only 50 pounds, dollars or euros, and we have that here. So the shed can hold 500,000 litres of wood chips, wheat, barley and oats, so you could use this as a silo if you wanted to, if you were just harvesting those crops. And it will also store 500,000 litres, the outputs of those as well. So let's have a quick look around. He's done a really nice job of putting it together, actually. So we've got the productions trigger here, which we will have a look at in a bit more detail in a moment. And then we've got some really nice just decoration added. So we've got the grain dryer here sitting in the back. I know this was inspired a lot by Ollie Blogs and the grain drying that he does. So we've then got the grate 2-tip in your wet crop, so it then gets fed into the dryer. And then just some kind of nice bits and pieces jotted around, as you'd probably expect to have, you know, a couple of spare tractor wheels and tires. They don't look fat enough to be Cartech's, but you know, anyway, and just some random stuff. It's quite nicely decorated, I think. We've got some lights on the outside as well, so it does light up at night, and some security cameras if there's anyone around being a bit dodgy. And then actually, if we look inside, this is where you load your grain once it's dried. But what you will see is there is actually some pipe work which runs from that through the roof of the shed to the silos in the back. Cartech did an awesome job putting that in, and that was one of the things. So I did a couple of reviews of this mod for him before he released it. It was one of the things that kind of bugged me, that the grain magically appeared there. So he did an awesome job putting that in. And then around the back we have a few silos for storing your wet and dry grain. So let's have a quick look at how this works, shall we? And then we'll have a look at the prices. So I have my harvested wheat here, and we want to dry it. So you can tip either side of the metal post here. If you're wondering why the building looks like this, it's a Giants asset. Like me, Cartech is not a 3D modeler, so he's made use of a shed that I've actually used as well. So that's why it looks like it does. But we'll get that tipped in, and then we will get some wood chips. If you're wondering, if you don't want to produce wood chips, 82 Squared Studios has the multi-buy station, which I've placed over there, which I'm going to use to buy wood chips for this. You could maybe, if you were trying to make it a bit more realistic, place that at the lumber mill or something, and you go off to the lumber mill to buy your wood chips. I thought there was a pallet of wood chips in the farm supply pack, but there is not. So that was going to be my recommendation. So we'll just see if we can get under the spout there and find wood chips. There we go. It's not as cheap as I expected, to be honest. But anyway, you know, you're going to get a decent boost on your income, and I think the wood chips last quite a long time. We'll have a look at the recipes in a moment. So wood chips go in this side. You feed the dryer, which is sat behind it. There we go. We'll tip the wood chips in. And then we will have a look at the prices we're going to get, and then we'll run through the cycles. So there we go. I'm going to do this showing you the monthly variations, and I'm going to put them on the screen as I talk. I'm doing them in game as I go through. So for wheat, for normal wheat, we can expect a peak price. This is on normal difficulty, and we can expect a peak price of £732, dollars, or euros. I'm on a base game app. It may vary a bit as you go through. And then if we look at the dried wheat, we're looking at a peak price of £1,436, dollars, or euros. And we actually get two peaks. We get one in January, February, and one in July and August. So if you could get an early harvest in and get it dry, you could sell it off the field. So then looking at barley, we're looking at a peak price of $6.80 again in January, February, versus a peak price of $14.36. So the same, dry wheat and barley are actually the same price. And again, we're getting that double peak. And then if we look at oats, we've got a peak price of $11.57 again, January, February, versus a peak price of $16.75, and again with the peak around harvest as well. So dry oats isn't quite such a big increase, but dry wheat and barley is a pretty good return on your income. So yeah, definitely worth it. If we go into the productions menu now, I'm gonna walk around and do it here. So you can see, I think these cycles are all the same yet. So 1,000 litres of wet crop and 100 litres of wood chips gives you 1,000 litres of dry crop. And it runs pretty quick, so it's going to process a lot of crop very quickly. So if we just stick this on, and I'm running on ×5, and you can see that very quickly it is drying our wheat for us. So you know, you could, in theory, if you manage, you know, this has got the base game harvest calendar in it, but you know, in theory you could harvest everything in July, get it in the dryer, get it dry, and then sell it for the really good prices. So there we go, that's right. The other really cool thing that's nice with this mod is it doesn't share cycles, so you could have all three running at once. Like, there's obviously some kind of magic going on in this little dryer here that it can dry all three different types of crop at once. So that's really nice, actually. You know, like I say, you can then take advantage of trying to get the crops harvested, dried, and sold in summer, rather than having to wait till later on in the year, which is pretty nice. And then yeah, we just drive under here, hit R, and then we can take out any of the inputs plus the outputs. So yeah, let's say you might want to place the wood chip buying point somewhere on the map. There may be one depending on the map, and there may be other options. That was the one I could find this morning fairly quickly. And then we'll just go over to the sell point, and again, personally, I would place the sell point somewhere else on the map, you know, stick it near some of the other sell points. So there we go, and if we just hit that, we can sell our dry wheat. Actually, we'll just do a quick comparison of, I'll sell a trailer full of dry wheat, and then we'll sell a trailer full of undried wheat. So 13,161. Yeah, I can't put wheat in there. Oh, that's annoying. Just done some quick maths in the background, and at the current best price, we could have sold the wheat, the undried wheat, for £7,030, dollars, or euros. To dry the trailer full of wheat into dry wheat, it cost us £290 dollars or euros worth of wood chips from the buy point. So taking that off of what we sold it for, that's 12,871. So a profit versus not drying it of nearly £6,000 dollars or euros. So pretty quickly you're going to repay for this. Buying the wood chips is not going to be a big problem in terms of how much is used. So this could be really profitable, particularly, you know, if you're running a biggish arable farm, doing a lot of wheat, barley, and oats, get them in as dried, and yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. I am somewhat biased. Anyway, if you think this is cool and you download it, go rate it 5 stars because that really helps out modders. If you've got any questions or comments or whatever about it, stick them below. Cartech will probably see them because he'll probably watch this. And if you enjoyed the video, click the like button. And I will see you next time.